Alright, what's going on, guys? Crypto Mac here, bringing you a crypto video. It's been a couple of days since I've done an update video on any coin, actually, since I've made a video. So thought I'd come through and make a Rune Thorchain video and give my analysis on where I think Rune's going to go moving forward, and more so like an update video on the entire market. We know the market hasn't been performing well the past sort of few weeks, couple months, you can even say. Bitcoin is trending at that $43,000 level, which is a bit better to see Bitcoin at 43,000 than it was at like 42, 41,000. Nothing to get over the moon about, but we're here for Rune, so I thought I'd do an update video on Rune. And yeah, currently trading at $6.37 on the lower end of things. So thought I'd just give my analysis. Just to say this video is not financial advice, guys, so please do your own research. Looking at Rune, so I've drawn this chart here. We can see this more sort of falling wedge beginning to form here for Rune. We can see this upper level here around that $8 to $9 range, and then the support line from we went as low as $5.40, really low for Rune, very low, about that $5 to sort of $6-7 range, and we're coming back up now. So a lot of what we're waiting for is the market to recover. This is the problem with a lot of altcoins right now, is that they're really just waiting for the market to properly recover. And if you're new to crypto, you probably don't know this too much. If you're, you've been in crypto a while, and if you've been through these dips, these major dips which we had last year around May 2021, then March 2020, and there's been a lot of dips since then, and obviously before that. And if you've been through those dips, you know that this is how crypto moves. When Bitcoin has its major corrections, a lot of the market corrects as well, and it's hard for altcoins to pump. We've seen some altcoins hold steady. I've been making Link videos. Link has been performing exceptionally well, actually, and there's a minority of other altcoins which are performing well. As for Rune, it's performing pretty similar to most altcoins. We can see down quite considerably from its local top here, not the all-time high, but a local top of $17, down 63% from then, which is not overly great. We are waiting for the mainnet launch, which is due to launch Q1 2022. I would estimate it'd be closer to March 2022. That's Q1, so anywhere from January to March. I would say closer to March we'll get that launch. I think coming up to that launch, we could see a bit of a rally for Rune, and maybe a drop off in price as the mainnet is launched. And as I said, going to be very dependent on what Bitcoin decides to do. And I mean, we have time, like Q1 is, at least for that launch, you've got at least about a month or two. And as I said, if you've been in crypto, you know a lot can happen in a month or two, right? It was only just a couple months ago, maybe a little more than a couple months, that Rune was trading at $17, which is obviously a massive gain from where we're at the moment. To get back to that level, it seems quite out of reach. So on that short term, we are in this falling wedge, as I said, which is bullish, and hopefully we can get that breakout relatively soon and start to move higher. If we look at a price target for Rune, if we were to break out somewhere around this level, we're looking around $11 Rune, and that would be respectable, I think. As we can see here, there's some key resistance from this past point there. So ideally there would be some key resistance around that point. We might see a bit of a barrier there before we break through that and head higher. And I think Rune could definitely go to that level and head higher. But it just depends so heavily on what Bitcoin decides to do. As I said, if Bitcoin, can recover and get above the bull market support band, which I think it's not gonna be able to do in just a few days or just a week or two. I think it might be like a month or two process to test the bull market support band, hopefully get above it, and then maybe even hold it as support as well, which is what we did back when we got above the bull market support band for Bitcoin the last time. Was Bitcoin got above the bull market support band, held it as support, and then trended higher. So that'll be the ideal scenario. Another graph to look at here is this larger falling wedge on a large time frame. So this is from November. I'm on the daily time frame. So this was just from the start of December, and then this was from, as I said, late October even. Some support here late October. So this does look relatively bullish. We can see here some resistance, definitely resistance here. We can see, I mean, we had many touch points along here, and then just recently we had a little breakout there, but that was mostly a fake out. We can see 5 major touch points there. And we're currently right on that line, so hopefully we can get a breakout and then head higher. And I can pull a price target as well for this falling wedge. And as I've already drawn, we saw this previous sort of descending channel as well take place, and then a nice move upward. We can see right there was a 116% move, pretty solid. And then if we were to break out like right where we are, the target is about $12. Which is pretty nice, about $12.40. Pretty nice price target, and hopefully Rune can get there. I think it definitely could. Another graph to look at, this is again on the daily, is got the logarithmic graph, and we can see we're just sort of on that support line. Not a huge fan of this line because this kind of support line is a bit random, I guess, and then obviously this is some support, and then again we're right on this line. And if we hold this line and we do start to move up from here, then I would say this is a pretty respectable line to look at moving forward, and we could, you know, we could look at this line in the future as well. If Rune decides to, you know, make that move back up and then maybe come back down and then test the line at $7 or $8, or even later in the year, if we look up here, the line would go up to prices of $10 and we could come down to $10 or more, which is pretty solid to test support at $10, considering we're currently trading at $6.30, right? So always that idea. Then we can also draw this line across and create that symmetrical triangle right there and say, well, there's resistance here at that $12, $13 level. So this will be something to watch pretty closely. I've also got this chart, which is our symmetrical triangle. As well, we can see we're not there yet. We want to test this line at that $12 level. So some pretty key resistance at $12, I would say. Also, when we look at that price target we drew from this falling wedge, as well as this line going across in the symmetrical triangle. So $12 is a key resistance area. I think we'll probably get rejected the first time we attempt that. And then our Rune Bitcoin chart here, still trending on that lower level, but making higher lows as we go along, which is always ideal. So hopefully we can, you know, as I said, get that bounce off here and head to this upper line, which would be a pretty hefty 100% move against Bitcoin, which is definitely possible. Obviously, Rune has a much lower market cap and therefore has the capability to do that. And I just want to reiterate once again that coming up for the mainnet launch could be really big for Rune, and could we could see a nice run up for Rune. I don't think it's not guaranteed, obviously, but I think we could see a nice run up. And there is, if it takes place in March, late March, we're looking at about a 2-month period to build up the price going into March, which is always the chance. The last thing we want to look at is Bitcoin. As I said, Bitcoin moves the market, and Rune is one of the many coins sort of depending on Bitcoin to make a move. And we can see Bitcoin on the daily, it is holding the support on this lower line down here. I mean, no one knows what Bitcoin's going to do. You know, is Bitcoin going to go higher and make that move to the upside? Is it going to go lower to 30K? No one knows, and don't believe anyone that says they do know. I think we just kind of have to wait. As I said, we are holding the support line here going down, which is always good to see, and hopefully we can make that move. I just believe that 2022 is going to be a bullish year. It might take months for it to take place, but you know, a year is a long time, and in crypto, a year is a very, very long time. A lot can happen. And we look at 2021, you know, we had a pretty solid first 6 months, and the second 6 months not so great. So a lot can happen. It just might be one of those things that just takes time. Again, no guarantees. Maybe the market cycle is finished. I don't believe it. I don't think that's the case. I think we're in for a good year. I think Rune is in for a good year. I made a 2022 price prediction video on Rune. If you want to watch that, went pretty in depth in that video where I think Rune could get to, made some price predictions on how I think Rune could perform in 2022. So I recommend watching that video if this is a coin that you're interested in. And yeah, might leave the video there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, please. Let me know what you think of Rune, how you think it'll go this year. Please give the video a like, guys. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you later, guys. Enjoy.